Hi there and welcome to my Monday Live. My name is Paula Reid and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator going by the name of Yellow Bear Stamping. Thanks for joining me. Tonight I've got a couple of cards I want to share using the lovely Arrangements Designer Series paper that is part of our online exclusive product share. So let's switch down to my desktop and let's get started. Now, I came back last night from our onstage in Sydney and had a wonderful time and got to see some new products and catch up with lots of other demos. And then Saturday, we got the new Stampin' Up catalogue that will be coming out in May. Now, I can't show you the inside of it, but I can say that I really like it. It's a slightly different layout this year. It's a bit more magazine sort of style, lots and lots of products. A lot of the demos we have given some feedback to Stampin' Up about the layout of the catalogue, and I hope that you'll be pleased with it too. There are some really good improvements, and it's this one, so we're doing a slight change. There isn't going to be an annual catalogue as such. It's going to be 3 seasonal catalogues. So we've got the May to August. Then we'll have September to December, which is sort of like the holiday season. And then you've got January to April. So there'll only be one catalogue at a time, which I think is going to make it so much easier for you guys and for us as demos trying to work out which catalogue things are in. So the standard products like your stamp, ink pads, papers, blends, two-tone cardstock, adhesive, those sorts of things will be in each publication. It'll be that there'll be different stamp sets and dies and that sort of thing. So your basics will be in each catalogue. So I think it's going to make it a lot easier to find out what is available. The other thing I would really recommend is that you look at the our online store and get familiar, because everything that is available is on the online store. But yeah, so sorry I can't show you anything more, but that is the front cover, and it is filled with lots of goodies. Now, on the front there is a new product that's coming out that's over here, and we've got the new in colors, of which that one there is an in color, and some of these papers, the colors in these papers are new in colors as well. So if you haven't got a demonstrator and would like to receive a copy of this, just leave me a note in the comments and I will add you. I'll get in touch and get your address and details and get one sent out when they come. So hopefully not too far away. Yes, very exciting, Lisa. It was lots of fun, and I got to walk across the stage for my career to date sales milestone. So that was lots of fun. Right, so the lovely arrangements which I shared, these 2 cards, and I've left the other one over on my other desk, and this was the one that I made last week, so that's using the papers. So these 2-inch squares, those ones are just cut in half, are from, hopefully that's going to show up, from this sheet here. So we've got down the bottom here, they're 2-inch squares. This one is 3 inches by 4 inches, and then these are, I'm going to say they're about the 10 centimeters by the, I think that's then 6 inches. So I wanted to use these ones, and I'll just pop, that's my full sheet. So you get 3 of these sheets in the pack, and it's double-sided, plus 2 other patterns. 2 other patterns? That one, actually there's 3 other sheets. That one, and that's on the back, and then that one with that on the back. So really lovely papers. Just move those out of the way. So I put up, and hopefully I have got this in the right order. That was the left, middle and right, and I had the middle was the winner, and I will do something with these two and pop them up later. So this is a really quick and easy card to do that is a great way of when you've got papers like this. So I have trimmed this down to 9.5 by 13.8 and got a mat of Secrecy that is 10 by 14.3. So what I am going to do is just quickly pop some liquid adhesive, or apparently as the Americans like to call it, green glue. I do like my Tombow. I find that it's just allows you that little bit of time to wriggle it and get it so that it's pretty even border. Okay, so this is one of my favorite sort of go-to cards. So you're just using a standard card base with it, the fold on the left. Like normally if I was doing a portrait orientation I would have my fold at the top, but you need it for this way. And then I am just going, so I've just folded it in half and then folded it back and done that, and then I just pop that on. So it's a very simple Z fold card. So I am thinking that I am going to, rather than having it adhered directly down here, I am going to put it on dimensionals. So what I could do is flip it over, and then I can see where I need to put my dimensionals so that they're not going to show when because you don't want to put them all over this side and then they're going to show when you pop it down. So I'm just going to pop some half ones along here and then pop some whole ones along here and here and there and there. And so that way when I take these off and I adhere it back down, the dimensionals will be in the right place. So this is a super quick, fun card. And now I've just got to get it aligned. And so it just gives a little bit so that your card can stand up like that, and you've got that little bit of something a little bit different. It's not just the plain, because you're wanting to showcase this beautiful paper. Now I am going to make this a thank you card, and I have stamped that there already, and I'm going to also put this on dimensionals, and we'll just use those other half ones, and then we'll put a whole one in the center. And just add to my pile of dimensionals. Now I'm decided not to do any matting on this, but you could do it, you know, do another one of these. So this is from the Lovely Arrangements dies, which I have used these heaps, and so it's this one here. So you could easily die cut another one like I did. Oh no, I didn't on that one. But, and then just cut it in half and then pop it top and bottom, and it will just edge the sentiment. And so you've got all these dies here. So these ones cut out the stamped image, and then these are just other ones, and then these are great for background. So I'll pop those away so I don't lose the little bits. Now I have already done a bow and got it on a glue dot. So this is a double bow. I have these ready so that they're just all done. And then I've stuck it on the glue dot, and now there. And so my sentiment is just a little bit further that way, because I wanted, hopefully this is going to work, to put my bow on here. It hasn't actually quite worked as I had thought it would. I do have, we'll just, maybe I'll put it like that. I'll pop it on the diagonal, and then up there. And then we're going to use some of these Moody Palette glossy dots that are part of this suite. And I'm going to use some of these big white ones, and we'll just pop them on the blue background. They're actually really nice. Like those. And we'll pop one down there. And there is your card. I have not quite sure what I will do, but I'll probably put one of the stamps on the inside with the flower. What do you reckon? We might just put this sort of half flower, and we'll do that in Secret Sea. So I'll just grab my block, and I did bring my ink. Where did I put my ink? Oh, it's under here. Here we go. It's right next to me. And so with this being a photopolymer, I am stamping it using the paper piercing mat. And I am just going to go off the edge a bit like that. And then pop some glue onto my, do love this Secret Sea cardstock. And then I'll pop that in there. And so when that closes, you can't see. Here we go. So it's like that, and then when you open there, and then it just stands like that. So that's a really nice, easy way of doing it, of still having your front, but just that it's not a plain card. Right. So then I had that second row that has these papers, and I just trimmed this one down a bit. I think it was about 7 centimeters by 9 or so. I just sort of gave it a little trim. You could fussy cut around that one because you know, it kind of lends itself for that. So this one, we're just going to pop it onto a narrow mat of the Secret Sea, and then like I did with the other samples from last week that have the bigger surrounding bit, was kind of what I was going for. Yeah, this is one of the online exclusives that was, I think it was a January one, and it's just really lovely. So I've done this with probably about 5 millimeters or more on that side, you know, just to make it a bit bigger. And then it's just going to be, this is one of the papers from the pack. So I'm trying to be good in using up my designer series paper, and this is just going to be a straightforward fold. I'm not doing any fancy one on this, but it's got more sort of layers. And then we will use, so putting images on dimensionals just sort of help lift it, and it gives a little bit more, well, dimension, but a bit of, sometimes it's kind of, I almost think it's got a bit of texture to it because it has got the you know, the extra bit of height. And then we'll just put one there and one there. And just take all the backings off. And then I'll just pop that there. Now I have got just a note. And I might just, I think I'll just stick this one down directly on here. Like that. Oh, that was a bit close. I forgot to close my ink pad. Right, and then take that one off, and I've just done this one is an ordinary bow. So it's quite good to this is using the linen thread, so it's quite good to have some of these done up and on glue dots ready for when you want you know, when you're creating your project, that you don't have to you know, you've got them there ready rather than having to get them out and tie. So we'll pop that one there, and then I've left this one with the tails long, and then you can just chop it off, whereas that other one is better with, not having too long a tail. And we'll put some more with the white dots on. And then we are done. So you can see these, using that sheet of the designer series paper that has the sections, quick way of doing up cards. And but you could use some of these as for a joy fold and have them that way. So I am going to, it doesn't have to necessarily be in a portrait. This one I might use and then stamp some of the images on them. So that will be my challenge to myself, is to make these two cards, make these two fronts into cards. And then I've got these three, and then I will have made up all these cards using this paper. So I will be quite proud of myself to get that done, because I don't always. So there you go, 2 quick and easy cards using the lovely Arrangements Designer Series paper with the coordinating stamp set and the bling. So I will catch you again next week. Have a good week. See you later. Thanks for joining. Bye.